Hey guys, it's Carly here for Ellen Hudson, and today I wanted to share with you a fun way I get lots of color from my alcohol inks without actually coloring anything with my markers. This is a fun and easy marbling technique. So for this technique, you're going to need a container. I've got this foil pie pan that I've been using forever. I've got some Copic refill inks. I've got a stack of cardstock because once you get started, it's addictive. And I've got some clean water. Now in the water, I'm going to add some drops of alcohol ink. I have a little toothpick to give it a stir, kind of get the color going. Then I'm going to add some more drops. I've got the orange, I've got the pink. There's really no rhyme or reason. I'm just experimenting to see what will happen and what I'll like. Now once I've got the ink in my water, I'm going to swirl it around one more time just for fun. And then I'm going to dip some cardstock. And I'm just using Solar White 110 pound. Dip it in there, pull it out, and the ink has transferred on. Now this technique feels like a bit of an experiment, right? Like you're not sure what you're going to get, but the great thing about it is you're always going to get something good. You really can't go wrong. There's really no failing. So you can just keep trying. You can add more color to the water and dip again. You can dip again without adding more color. You can use hot water. You can use cold water. Like all those things are going to change everything just a little bit. And so it's just fun to experiment and get your hands inky and see what's going to happen. You can also do this technique on different surfaces. So here I've got, from left to right, I've got some Yupo, I've got some vellum, and I've got some Bristol. So it worked on all of those surfaces, just kind of depends what you want to experiment with. And I should have probably said this at the beginning of the video, but I highly recommend setting up a drying station because I know that once I get going, I'm having so much fun marbling. I don't really want to stop and heat set each one with my heat gun. So instead, I usually put a piece of parchment on my desk, like from the kitchen, and then a couple layers of paper towels. And so then I can dip each panel, throw it over there on the paper towels, let it air dry. And then once it's dry, if it's, needs a little flattening, I can just press it between a few books, send it through my die cut machine without a die, or sometimes I even break out the laminator and run them all through that just to kind of flatten and iron them out. So after I had marbled all those panels, I cut a whole bunch with the Essentials by Ellen Modern tags, and then I cut some white ones too. And then I paired them up, a white one and a marbled one, and then out of a second marbled one, I trimmed off about 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch for a strip along the bottom, and I also die cut one of the little reinforcers. So you can see here I'm going to assemble them all together with just a little bit of glue pen. So I followed this formula and made quite a few of these. I want to say how many. It's a great way to de-stress. And so it has a little bit of the marble on front with a marbled reinforcer, and then the white tag, and then the back is all completely marble. And I love the look of it. I also like the sturdiness it gives it. These are great gift tags. You could just handwrite on them right here. But I'm feeling in a very fallish, Halloweenish mood. So I grabbed the Essentials by Ellen Hocus Pocus stamp set and the Essentials by Ellen Fallish stamp set and did a little more decorating. Now I'm going to make you watch me stamp this tag purely because I want to share my acetate tip, which I share over and over and over again, and you're probably like totally tired of seeing it. And if that's the case, please feel free to fast forward. But just in case you're the one person out there who hasn't heard me say this yet, I want to share it because it really has made my stamping life so much better. I put a piece of acetate over my project in my MISTI so I can practice stamping. So I can stamp on that acetate and make sure that I have that sentiment stamp really where I want it. And if I don't, I can move it before I've ruined my project. So in this case, I'm going to wipe off that acetate. I'm going to put my magnet back on my project. I'm going to ink up my stamp and stamp again right onto my project because I was happy with how it landed in the test stamp on the acetate. But if I hadn't liked it, it would have given me the opportunity to fix it. And here's that acetate trick one more time. I wasn't done talking about it. So I was going to say that it's just especially helpful when you have a set like this that has two pieces that kind of go together. So this Essentials by Ellen Hocus Pocus set has the big words and has the small words, and they complement each other, and they don't have to go together, but gosh, they look really cute when you get them together. And the acetate just gives you a chance to make sure you've really got them lined up the way you want them to be. So if the tags with the Hocus Pocus sentiments are the first style of tags, let's call this the second style. So again, I've got 3. I've got 2 marbled tags and a white tag, and I've die cut an additional shape from the white tag. So this one has the pumpkin from the Essentials by Ellen Fallish set that's die cut from it. and I'm going to adhere that on top of one of the marble tags. Then I'm going to adhere the other marble tag on the back. Now, with the marbled backgrounds, you already have a lot of patterns showing, but I wanted the patterns on the front and the back to match, and they're usually kind of different, if that makes sense. So these two marbled tags were cut out of the same panel, and I'm using the same side to show. Now I'm going to get that assembled tag into my MISTI. I am going to position the coordinating pumpkin stamp on top. It's really easy because you've got that negative die cut space to kind of guide you, but I am still going to use my acetate trick just to double check and make sure. So after perfecting the pumpkin spacing and stamping, I added a sentiment. I kind of mixed and matched some of the fallish and hocus pocus sentiments and did half in pink ink and half in black, and I really like how they turned out. In fact, I like them so much, I made a whole bunch. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you are inspired to try this technique and create some bright and colorful fall and Halloween tags with Essentials by Ellen. Thanks for watching. Happy crafting.